Hey everyone, welcome back to Campus Talks. I'm Ethan.
And I'm Olivia. Welcome back, everyone.
Today's topic is something I struggle with almost every day.
Let me guess. Procrastination?
Exactly.
I'm not surprised.
Okay, that's enough.
I'm just being honest.
So today we're talking about procrastination and time management,
Two things that are very connected,
and very difficult for students.
especially when deadlines are close.
Let's start with a simple question. What is procrastination?
For me, procrastination is delaying something even when I know it's important.
That's a good definition.
What about you?
For me, it's choosing to do something easier instead of something important.
Like scrolling on your phone instead of studying?
Exactly.
That's very relatable.
Do you procrastinate often?
Yes, more than I want to admit.
Same here.
When do you usually procrastinate the most?
When I have a big assignment,
Why?
because it feels overwhelming.
That makes sense.
I don't know where to start, so I don't start at all.
That's a very common problem.
What about you?
I procrastinate when I'm tired or not in the mood.
So mood affects your productivity.
Yes, a lot.
That's interesting.
But I realized something important.
What is it?
If I wait for the perfect mood, I will never start.
That's very true.
Motivation is not always there.
So what do you do?
I try to start anyway, even if I don't feel like it.
That's discipline.
Yes, and it's not easy,
I think that's where most people struggle,
including you.
especially me.
Do you feel guilty when you procrastinate?
Yes, all the time.
Same.
It's like you know what you should do, but you don't do it.
And then you blame yourself.
Exactly.
And when the deadline gets closer, the stress increases.
And suddenly you become very productive.
Last-minute productivity.
Why does that happen?
Because pressure forces action.
So we only act when we feel pressure.
Yes, but that's not a healthy system.
Definitely not.
It can lead to burnout.
And poor results.
So how can we break this cycle?
Good question.
I think the first step is awareness.
What do you mean?
You need to realize when you're procrastinating.
Like being honest with yourself.
Exactly.
That's not easy.
No, but it's important.
What's the next step?
Start small.
I hear that a lot.
Because it works.
Can you explain?
If a task feels too big, break it into smaller parts.
So it feels easier to start.
Yes.
That makes sense.
Another tip is to set realistic goals.
Not too big.
Yes, because unrealistic goals can make you feel overwhelmed.
And then you procrastinate again.
Exactly.
What about time management?
That's very important.
Do you use a schedule?
Yes, I try to plan my day.
Do you follow it?
Not always, but it helps.
I think having a plan is better than no plan.
Definitely.
I've tried using a to-do list.
Does it work?
Sometimes it feels satisfying to check things off,
That's true.
but sometimes I ignore the list.
That's also true.
I think distractions are a big problem.
Especially social media.
Yes, it's too easy to get distracted.
What do you do to reduce distractions?
I try to put my phone away.
Does it work?
Sometimes.
At least you try.
I also use a timer.
Like 25 minutes of focus?
Yes, and then a short break.
That's a good technique.
It helps me stay focused for a short time.
That's better than not focusing at all.
Exactly.
Do you think perfectionism causes procrastination?
I think so.
Why?
Because people are afraid to start if they think it won't be perfect.
That's very true.
So they delay it.
But delaying makes it worse.
Exactly.
So what's the solution?
Just start, even if it's not perfect.
I agree.
You can improve later.
Progress is better than perfection.
I like that.
Me too.
Do you think environment affects productivity?
Yes, a lot.
In what way?
A clean and quiet space helps you focus.
That makes sense.
But if your environment is messy or noisy,
It's harder to concentrate.
exactly.
So students should create a good study environment,
Yes, even a small change can help.
like organizing your desk.
Or finding a quiet place.
That's practical.
Let's talk about habits.
Okay.
Good habits take time to build.
And bad habits are easy to repeat.
That's the problem.
So consistency is important,
Yes, small actions every day.
not just big efforts at the last minute.
Exactly.
So let's give some final advice.
Okay.
First, be aware of your habits.
Second, start small.
Third, make a simple plan.
Fourth, reduce distractions.
Fifth, don't wait for motivation.
And finally, just start.
Even a small step matters.
So if you're listening right now,
Stop saying later,
do something now.
even if it's just 5 minutes.
That's already progress.
All right, that's all for today's episode.
We hope you found this helpful.
And maybe a little motivating.
See you in the next episode.
Bye.
Bye.